Welcome in, guys. I just want to set the frequency of a laid back, light, enjoyable energy. Come on in, press that like button just to show support, because this is something that we all need to know about. But at the same time, we also have to understand that for the folks, for us that come on here and talk about the truths that the powers that be don't want us to talk about, we have to go through spiritual warfare. We've been trained for this. But at the same time, we love it. We love to see you guys come in and provide that support for us. So I want to tell you I appreciate you. Good love. Today has been a really good day. Um, Lots of things going on behind the scenes, but that just really lets me know that we are steady approaching a climax, that it's like a big old zit. You know, when the zits get real hard and they're, even if you just barely touch it, it's painful. I feel like that's where we are in the spirit realm, where things are going to have to give at some point or another, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I give thanks to the Most High God. I ask that the energies that are here to support me, my spirit guides, and to provide me with the messages that I need to share with the collective, that I receive those messages clearly, and that um, I send all those who are here love and support and happiness and everything that your heart desires. And for those who are sending any negative energy, I send that back to you as well. But so let's go ahead and get started. You know, tonight we're talking about soul ties, right? There can be demonic soul ties and there can be divine soul ties. So, really, starting from the root of the matter, is the divine soul ties are meant to be when people are joined in marriage, they've consummated the marriage, and now they have this bond. Now, this bond is where two individuals come together, man and woman, and they become one. They become connected together in a holy, sacred union. And that's the purpose of a divine soul tie. But here, somewhere along the way, maybe in the last 6,000 years, the demonic realm has utilized soul ties more than we have, more than the divine has, right? And so the purpose of this video is to share with you all, you know, what soul ties really are and how they're used to weaponize people that are really unsuspecting. Um, what a lot of people don't realize, guys, is that when you have sex with someone, that is a willing demonic agreement. You are agreeing to attach yourself to this other person's soul. And the soul consists of three things: the mind, the will, and the emotions. So you are giving your will over to this other energy. And in some cases, it can be demonic. Some cases, you know, it's not. But for a lot of cases, it's demonic. They specifically go into sex not only for the physical gratification, but it's also a spiritual covenant in which a covenant is a promise and an agreement, and it's very difficult to break those spiritual agreements, just like it is to break a marriage. You have to go through a process to break those negative demonic cords, those soul ties. And the ties may consist of two cords, or it may consist of three or more cords tied together. And that's a difficult place to be. And the reason that I can say it's a difficult place to be, because I've experienced it in my own personal life. And in my own personal life, the reason that I am speaking out and sharing about these demonic soul ties is because I was in one, and it's not a good place to be, you know. So there are some specific signs that you know that someone has attached a cord, a soul tie to you. One is it's an unhealthy attachment to someone else. It's where you put their needs, wants, and desires above yours when they're not doing anything to deserve that, right? That's one sign. When you're obsessed with a person, that's another sign. And then to really look at the fact, like, why am I obsessed with this person? When there's not really a concrete reason for you to say, well, this person supports me emotionally, he supports me in my family, he supports me in my relationships, he makes me a better person. So when you're in that frequency, that's not an obsession with the person. It's respect for who the person is because of what they bring into your life. But an obsession with a person is that you can't stop thinking about them, you can't stop wanting to be with them, although you know they are not any good for you. That's when the obsession comes in. That's a toxic love affair, and a lot of times that is from a soul tie. Um, when you have reoccurring dreams and thoughts and fantasies of this person, but again, um, it is a good thing to use visualization to manifest things that you want. However, if this person is not worthy of your time, and they don't lift you up, and they don't help you become a better person and help you accomplish things in life, um, that's not a good connection. And a lot of times, I think for women mostly, is that they just want to have someone, and just having someone shouldn't be enough. Because if you have someone with you and they're not reciprocal in their actions and their thoughts and their deeds, that is a soul tie that needs to be broken. Um, Another thing, when you don't want to let go of objects from the relationship. You know, there can be objects that keep you emotionally connected to people that is not good for you. Like, I had a relationship a while back where this gentleman gave me a teddy bear. And when the relationship was over, I decided that I was going to release the teddy bear because I didn't want any um, connections to the relationship once it's over. Because once it's over, then it's over. I don't want to have any additional connections with someone who has gone on and moved on with his life. Why would I want to keep a piece of him? So if you can't keep, if you can't let go of objects that belong to someone that they gifted to you, you want to look at, is this a soul tie? But in addition to that, people put curses on objects just to keep you stuck. And that's the reality that we've come to live in. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that I would wake up to be in a situation where I've been put in the middle of a fiasco, you know, where someone has attempted to steal everything from me. And then I woke up in the middle of it. So now I have an opportunity to say, well, what am I going to do about it? Am I going to just let somebody take something away from me? Or am I going to fight and get back what belongs to me? And so that is the reason for these videos, because I've experienced being in a demonic soul tie, and you know that there's something not right about this when you don't want the person and you don't even like the person, but you have an unhealthy attachment with someone, and that can keep you stuck for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So now is the time to recognize, you know, am I still connected to this person from 10 years ago? And in all actuality, it's a very high probability, because people are doing things that bind you to them in the spirit realm. They don't do anything in the natural realm. If any, some people do things in the natural realm, but people who are really trying to hurt you for, I mean, like deeply, not just to, these people are looking to kill, steal, and destroy, because they're run by demonic forces, and demonic forces are not coming to play with you. They are not coming to be your friend. Ultimately, they're coming to destroy you. So you want to be aware of these things. And as we move into the new earth, we want to release these soul ties. That's why it is so dangerous to have sex with so many people, because so many people have soul ties to so many other people, which makes them enmeshed in issues that they don't even know what they're fighting, because it's an issue of a man or a woman that you sleeping with to the man and the woman that they sleeping with, you know. And that's one of the reasons why casual sex is so approved of and natural and normal in the society that we live in, because if everybody is soul tied and bound to one another, then we won't be able to rise. And the goal in this lifetime is to graduate planet Earth. And how do you graduate planet Earth? By learning your lessons and rising up from those lessons, by not constantly repeating the same lessons. If you find yourself in relationships with the same people, that means you need to stop being in relationships. And that's where self-love comes in, or the love that you've so freely given to everyone else, that you pour that love back into yourself, and you pour it back into yourself, and you pour it back into yourself until it's a reservoir that it understands and knows how to continually feed itself, and it's no longer feeding everything else outside of itself. A river can't continue to feed into another body of water without allowing more water to come in. Otherwise, it'll go dry. And what happens when you go dry? Then you're thirsty. Okay. Oh, I give an honor to Most High God. Trust. Now, this is where we go into your soul being your mind, your will, and your emotions. Soul ties have an impact on your choices, your decisions, your life. So when you have a soul tie with someone who does not mean you any good, the decisions that you make are going to be based off of some things that spiritually, in a soul connection that is not even of your own, that you begin doing things because someone else does them, and you don't have a foundation of why you do the things for yourself. And this is where people take advantage of that. Let's talk about being in a relationship for a moment. And I'm a huge proponent of relationships, but these relationships have to be vetted and carefully allow time to go by so that you can see who this person is. Um, it's just not enough nowadays to get into a relationship with someone without having seen them in different circumstances and situations, and how they react to different circumstances and situations, right? Because once you decide to have sex with that person, that's when your mind, your will, and your emotions take over, um, based on the energy of the other person. And whoever has the strongest energy is the one that's going to win, right? Okay. Now, I just want to talk about how the soul tie can keep you stuck for years and years and years and years, and you not even really think about it. You don't have any contact with this person anymore. You haven't had contact with the person for years, but there's still a connection that is keeping you from moving on with your life. And it's because in the spirit realm, I'm not sure if you've heard of this saying, as above, so below, which is, this is a Kabbalistic law, a spiritual law. Whatever's going on in the earthly realm is going on in the heavenly realms, right? So if you feel bound in the earthly realm, meaning you're not able to express yourself fully, you're not able to live out the dreams and your hopes and the desires that you have for your life, although you are working towards it, there's something that keeps you from continually getting to the next level. It's because somebody is siphoning your energy from some place. And that's where you have to find out where who is stealing my energy, right? And if you don't have the tools, or you haven't learned the tools at this point, then that's when you look for somebody else to come and assist you with breaking those soul ties. See, soul ties have to be broken. Time is not going to end a soul tie. Soul ties have to be broken spiritually. Soul ties have to be broken through fasting and prayer. Soul ties take time to be broken. And so in order to be released from this person, this individual, this demonic spirit, you got to go through a process. And the process consists of finding right spiritual people to help you unbind yourself in the spiritual realm. And then you going through prayer and fasting and pouring love into yourself and pouring nurturing to yourself, self-care, I mean deep self-care, in order to heal you. Because whatever the relationship was or is that has bound themselves to you through a soul tie is feeding off of you. And so you have to, once you get that soul tie broken, by bringing in other spiritual workers after you vet them. Don't just jump in and trust anybody because they say that they're a spiritual worker. Watch them, listen to them, listen to your intuition about who they are for about 3 to 6 months before you trust who they are. And this is the age that we're now living in, that everybody that look good is not good. And that is my main message to everybody that's in the sound of my voice, regardless of how successful they look, regardless of how nice they look on the outside, regardless of the following they have. Everybody is not here for your good. These people, the ones that we look up to for material reasons and material means, because they have these material things, is because sometimes they do things to get these material things, and they use other people in order to get those material things, if you understand what I'm saying. So these are not the people that we should be watching and listening to and patterning our lives after, because these are the peoples that are ones that are hanging us up to dry so that they can have these physical things. The physical things pass away, but the things that last forever is character, integrity, boldness, strength, standing for yourself and standing for your family. These things are the things that won't pass away. These are the things that you go into your bloodline and you break these generational curses so that your children and your children's children won't have to deal with these things. Have character. If you say that you're going to do something, you do it. Have integrity. If you say that this is the person that you are, be that person inside and be that person on the outside. It is a time to stand up and Speak out for what is righteous. I am so sick and tired of the evil and the demonic ways of people now that the only way that anything is going to change in my life is if I change those things in my life. That I have to become the change that I want to see in this world. If I'm sick of negative, low vibrational energy, then I have to cultivate high vibratory energy. Then I have to change the way that I live. That I have to change the people that I'm around. I have to change the way that I think because I no longer want to experience these things in my life. There's so many people living on different dimensions and different timelines, but we're all, it could be a neighbor that's below me. It could be a neighbor that's above me, that we can all be on different timelines, but we are all in the same complex because it's about your mind, and that's where the battlefield is. This is where we are at this time in life. We're in a battlefield for good and evil. This is the spiritual war that we're in. And I've been talking about this for at least 2 years. Now is the time that you can't just go and fraternize with anybody because people are looking to do harm and evil to people for no reason. And that's why they create these soul ties so that they can hurt and harm people without you knowing who hurt and harm you. And the more you go out and you have sex with different people, then you don't know where the soul tie comes from. It's so evil. And Lord knows I don't want to always be talking about evil shit. But people are not right. Now, I know it's some good people in this world. I know it is. I've met them. I talk to them on a daily basis. But at the same time, it's people in this world that don't mean you no good, and it's not for any reason. Nothing that you have ever done. A lot of time it's a light that you exude, that you bring into the room, that you bring into wherever you're entering, and that affects their demons. But at every turn, you've got to let your light shine so that we can remember that God is real. And I will allow my light to shine. I will not dim my light anymore for anybody else. So fasting, prayer, affirmations, confessions, believing that this too will pass, and pressing on toward the high calling of the Most High God, to complete your covenant with God, to find out what your covenant is with God, and to complete it, to make peace with the past, to be comfortable in the present, and to strive for the future. There's no more time for people that come with withdrawal slips, but they have nothing to deposit. That day and that age is over. And you must cast down these spirits. I bind the spirit that binds me. I cast down the spirit that binds me to negative thinking. I cast down the spirits that bind me to whatever it is you're dealing with. I've been there. I've experienced it. It's not easy. But this is where the ultimate faith comes in, where you trust that the Most High God is going to bring you out. And while He's bringing you out, you strive for more. If you can't move your body, move your brain. If you can't, and it's the truth, if you can't walk, then you crawl. If you crawl, then you scoot yourself up on your arms. If you can't do that, then you roll. Never letting anything stop you from doing what you know you're being called to do. This is the time that we're all being called to stand up in our power and stand up for what we believe in, stand up for righteousness. It's just been too long that people just sit back and allow people to do any and everything for fear that something is going to happen. Well, my fear is that if I don't do something, something is going to happen. Something is going to have to happen. And I give thanks for the Most High God for opening the way for us to make a way for the next generation. I am so grateful that there are people who are willing to stand for truth and justice in the face of adversity. We need more people that have a radical kind of faith, that whatever come what may, I'm going to stand. And that all comes with your awakening process. That's part of the awakening process, awakening to what the truth that has been going on around you has been. I don't want to keep too much silence on YouTube because I know you guys will pop off. But that is what I have for you guys. I love you. I wish you all well. I wish you the best in life. And I wish you the boldness and the freedom to take what belongs to you, that is your birthright. And that is happiness, that is love, that is joy, and that is peace. And by any means necessary, you're going to get it, right? Right. So, as I always say, I wish you all the best. I wish you that your dreams will manifest. I wish you divine protection. And I wish you love. Until the next time, namaste.